Hello dear students, my name is Dr. Vaishali and the name of this channel is Tricks by Chemistry Guru. And today we'll talk about laws of chemical combination, and today we'll discuss the first law of conservation of mass, and we'll discuss certain numericals also. When we talk about law of conservation of mass, we say that the total mass of reactant is equal to the total mass of product in any physical or chemical change during a chemical reaction. So according to this law, it means there is no increase or decrease in the total mass of matter during any physical or chemical change. It means if we say that matter can neither be created and nor be destroyed, this is the statement for the law of conservation of mass. Suppose how we carry out the experiment to find out the truth of this law. If suppose we consider that the reaction involves physical change, say ice changes into liquid water. So it can be done by heating. So what we do is we just weigh the content, that means the reactant, that means the mass of ice will take. And once it will be converted into water, we again weigh the flask and we observe that there is no change in the weight through a physical change during a reaction. So if a physical change takes place, then we observe that there is no change in the mass. So we have discussed during physical change, क्या करना है आपको सिर्फ weigh करना है, and you come to know the truth of this law. What will happen when the chemical change takes place? Suppose any chemical reaction is observed. Chemical reaction is, say you have taken NaCl and you mix AgNO3 to it, and it's double decomposition reaction. We get a precipitate of AgCl and NaNO3. It's been observed that initially the mass of reactant has been taken, and finally this should be in aqueous form. This is also in aqueous form. We'll get this as precipitate, and this comes in solution, that means in aqueous form. The mass of reactant has been weighed initially before the reaction started, and after the completion of reaction, the total mass, the mass of the tube again has to be measured, and it's been observed that the mass remains same. So after the completion of this reaction, when we measure the mass or the weight of the tube, we observe that the weight practically remains unchanged. There is no change in the weight of the substance. So hence it says that the mass of reactant is equal to the mass of product. So we can say that matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now if I give you a question, and the question is, suppose you have 4.2 gram of sodium bicarbonate and it is mixed with acetic acid that weighs 10 gram. It is observed that 2.2 gram of CO2 has been released into the atmosphere and there is some residue left. And the residue, identify what residue we are having. The amount of this residue is 12 gram. Just prove that this observation is in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. So आपको क्या करना है? आपको देखना है the total mass of reactant is 4.2 plus 10. That means 14.2. Total mass of product is also 12 plus 2.2. That is again 14.2 gram. So this shows that the total mass of reactant is equal to total mass of product, and thus the law holds true. So it is an agreement. This data given to you is in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. I'll give you one question and I want answer in the comment section. The question says, if you have 6.3 gram of sodium bicarbonate which is mixed with 15 gram of acetic acid, you get a residue of 18 gram. What is the mass of CO2 that gets released in the atmosphere? What is the mass of CO2 that gets released in the atmosphere? So very simple question, and you have to answer this question in the comment section. So if you understood this law, please put a like in the video and subscribe this channel. Thank you.